Hello everyone, can you hear me? I think you can. Hopefully I'm not too soft. We are going to get ready to play some Starcraft 2. Alex is going to try and take on Dibs and Jim and Eric 1v3. We're going to see how that goes. I'm going to also see how well I can cast this when I don't know too much about the game. So that'll be exciting, huh? Oh god, what's happening? Well, this Mar person is going to be disappointed. Hey, this looks better. Alright, I'm gonna walk over and make sure that the invites for Eric and Jim are working okay. BRB. waiting on Jim now. Eric changed teams there for a second. That was weird.
So that's why I'm like, I'm kind of just like resigned to I'll play and then come back and do more work and then go whatever. But yeah, I'm pretty much whatever.
All right. Let's see. So the thing is, Gasty going 1v3, I think, is actually probably going to have. Let me turn on the sound on Starcraft there a little bit, so it's not as loud. If Jim and Dibs and Eric coordinate at all, we'll have a lot of trouble early on just with the numbers disadvantage. So we'll see what's going to happen. I'm going to start the game up. I'm excited. I don't know too much about the game. I played it a little bit. I know. I don't really know the unit names and all that stuff, so it's going to be a little bit. It's going to be exciting for me as well. Gasty playing Protoss. He's probably best at Protoss. And going against two Terrans in a Protoss team. No Zergs, but Terran Marines, a lot of them. Hard to defend against. Messiah, that's Eric with Protoss, is probably going to have to build up a little bit before he can get some Zealots in there to try and do some early damage on Gasty. So we'll see. Maybe Nerves will play into it too, and they'll micro badly, and Gasty with the early advantage. Certainly, I think the advantage, numbers-wise, just coming out of the gate has to be on the 3 team, has to be on Dibs, Eric, and Jim's side. So, take a look here. There's Jim in the lower right. There is Eric in the upper right. There is Dibs in the upper left, and here is Gasty. Is there some kind of super cam? I don't know if there's some kind of super cam. Maybe there isn't a super cam, and I'll have to just keep it going on myself for a little bit. we're going to see an early probe from Gasty sitting out there, looking to see that building his first pylon over there. And so something that we are initially seeing is that these 3 players, they are building right now. They are not simply sending their workers to attack Gasty. I think that's something that Gasty was afraid of early on. That would have just taken him out. There's nothing he could have done against such an early rush. And so now he's built that early pylon. He's sending his worker out to take a look at what is out there. And the first person he's going to encounter is Jim down here. He's going to find him, and it looks like he's going to start doing a little bit of damage. He's attacking his worker. I don't know if Jim doesn't see that at all, and that means that Jim's barracks is not going to get fully built. His worker's going to go down, and and now he's on the way out. He's gonna try and distract his workers, and he's gonna come back in, and he's really gonna just try to play this micro game to take down his workers one by one, so that Jim cannot build. Jim has to focus both on production, and Jim's not gonna save this worker. This worker is just continuing to build this barracks, but he's not gonna fight back against Gasty's. What's his thing named? I don't even know. His probe, and finally going back up against that probe, but that probe has enough shield that he's able to just sustain that damage and back off. In the meantime, of course, Gasty has to be keeping his economy up, and it looks like so far he's doing a admirable job of making sure that he's doing fine. He is destroying Jim's economy right now. Jim down to 11 workers as Jim has tried to focus on things, and he takes down another one of his workers, and that is what Gasty is going to continue to do. He's just going to keep trying to peck and peck and peck. That barracks finally goes up for Jim, and that's going to be a little bit of an advantage to be able to create some actual. It looks like he's already working on his first Marines there, and Gasty's going to send that probe off to do something else. Take a look at Eric right now. He's building a couple of gateways over here. Got a pylon going on, and he's got his first zealot. Looks like he's going to send his zealot roaming across the map. Maybe going to try and do an early attack on Gasty's base, but no, he's going to pull him back. He's just going to sit him right there and not really do anything with him. Up here we got pretty well fortified. Dibs has kind of sealed off his base, and the only entrance that really exists there, he has another SCV stranded over there. I don't know if he knows that his SCV is out there, or if his SCV is serving as a scout to watch for any kind of air attacks from that. Gasty's taken his probe, and he's sat it right on top of this tower to give him a little bit of vision in that area. And it looks like he's expanded out already. He's got that second base out there. He's farming from his second mineral field. Is that what they're called? There, mineral fields. That is what they are called. He is certainly a little bit behind because he spent in terms of just raw, what are these minerals? Raw minerals. Look at all these things I can look at. Production. Look at all these things that are being built. He's a little bit behind just in terms of mineral income, but he's starting to come. He's starting to get in on that. What is this called? Vespine gas. Vespine gas. He's got his geysers working, and I don't know what Jim's SCV is doing up there. That was weird. I'm not sure if he's looking out his vision there, but we do have a good bit of a zealot army building up for Messiah right now. Currently, I think, aside from that first kind of probing attempt to destroy the economy down there, he is, what is this thing? It's a mothership core. I don't know what this does. It builds into a mothership? It does build into a mothership. He's going to try and build a mothership. That sounds bad for other people. Sounds good for him. Jim's going to expand all the way up here. He's going to build a second base up here as his second base instead of just expanding locally. And it looks like we're going to get our first Marine attack. That zealot from Gasty did see that coming in. He's going to come back, pull back here, and hopefully defend against that attack. He's building a mothership, which means he's got something up his sleeve, but I'm not sure exactly what. And it looks like we got a bunch of zealots and Marines coming in from both Messiah and Dibs. They're coming down around here, not going to encounter this second base out here first. They're actually going to come up here, and they're going to have to just walk all the way back down here. And I don't know... Gasty's got a sentry and some zealots. How much he has to withstand this first attack. Some Marines coming from Jim as well, but a little bit late to the party. And we'll see if how much damage these guys can do, or if Gasty can micro against this. So he does have a Nexus that is helping him out a lot there. And it looks like that Nexus will make relatively quick work of these Marines. You do have some Zealots coming in here, banging on that sentry. And they're going to come in here and take down a good bit of this Nexus's shields and potentially his core. He's got, he lost a bunch of potentially Harvesters there, and he's bringing in some Stalkers to kind of deal a little bit of there, and nothing really penetrating back there. His Stalkers are going to come down, and they're going to kind of micro and move back and try and micro these Zealots to try and just keep the damage that is done to the Stalkers relatively low. That Stalker's going to go down, only one Stalker left, and he's got another Zealot kind of coming in here right nearby. Those Zealots are going to take some swings at some probes there. I don't know if they actually took any down, and we do have some continuing fire on those Stalkers from a couple of Marines, a couple of Zealots still coming in there. Looks like a lot of that expansion was lost, and they are in the space. Gasty's saying GG, he's going to get out of there, and that 3v1 is just going to take him down, just with units kind of coming in after that first build, the first attack phase. And it is over. That's it. That's it, guys. It's over. Too easy. Too hard to just defend against that 1v3. Gasty did his best. Doing something was he built a mothership core. I don't know what that was going to do, but he had some stuff that he was trying to do. Who knows? Someone who's better at this game would know. So we'll see if Alex wants to try another here. Invite. Let's get into this lobby here.
We assholed it up. What's up?
What?
So we assholed it up.
You were on Skype, right? He didn't.
We didn't need Skype.
Okay.
Skype was just a thing.
Skype was just a
we
thing.
Typed, we could have been like attack now.
I guess, yeah.
You guys still play games, or you don't play games?
He wants to play one more, so another like.
I asked because you can play board games then.
It'll just be probably just 10 minutes or so. Sorry. He thinks he can do it. So Gasty can sending that first rope into Jim's base, actually destroying a lot of his early economy, which was helpful for him. But the coordinated attack, like he said, could do nothing to really hold it off at that point. There's just so many units in his base that he was not able to respond. He was able to hold them off just a little bit, but that expansion went down, and then just did not have enough defense to really stave off. So Gasty gonna try what he says is gonna try an early game build, try and do something that will be able to hold off people a little bit earlier. We're playing on the same map, it looks like, so people will be aware of where things are and how things are going. And here we go. We are off and running. Gasty in the upper left this time and going around the horn. It's going to be Eric still in the upper right, Jim in the lower right, and this is Dibs in the lower left. Let's bring up, what, income? Income? Production? Let's look at income. They're all building probes right now, or SCVs, I think, at the moment. So nothing too exciting going to go down for the first minute or so. And I'd like to see how Gasty's going to respond and what he's going to change up in terms of his build to try and see if he can keep people off his back early on. It's just going to be very, very hard, especially now with the other 3 players having one game under their belts. He's going to send that probe out to do a little bit of investigating. And so far, fairly even all across the board. You can see that actually Eric, in terms of early micro, definitely keeping up with him, and Gasty's actually going to find Eric this time up here. We'll see what he's going to do here. He is going to go for some of his probes. He's going to get back off as he pulls the attention of some of Messiah's probes. So just disrupting him a little bit, disrupting his economy line a tiny bit. And it looks like he's actually going to throw a pylon there right near Messiah's base. I don't think Eric's going to see that for a little bit, and hoping maybe to get some units in there. And some units in there early on, maybe destroy more of Eric's economy, maybe even take down some of his buildings if he can do that. He's sending that probe on further down, and he's going to find, what is he going to find? He's going to find Jim actually building some buildings pretty far out there. A supply depot, a barracks pretty far out from his main base. And it looks like Jim, again, not really paying super well attention to his units, and that means that Gasty's going to get a couple of free hits on his SCVs. His SCVs not really attacking him back. He's going to take down one of them at least, and then 1v1 against his SCV, he's going to pull his probe back. I don't know if he'll lose it. He's actually going to walk it into his base to get a little bit of vision here, and then I think he's going to get away before he actually gets tagged with another hit, pulling that worker all around with him. One more hit, and that probe, that probe has full shields now, so he can take a couple more hits, but it looks like Jim building a command center, second command center out there to expand. Vespine gas being built for Dibs and Gasty at this point, and with that kind of distraction by Gasty, it looks like he's also got a zealot that he's going to send across the board here, and maybe, I think, going to try and take out Jim. Now that he's found out where Jim is, going to send that zealot down, try and take out a whole bunch of his workers, and stop Jim's line. He's got a couple of Marines, so we'll see out there stationed, so we'll see how Jim responds to this. He's probably got enough to take down 2 Marines, and then he's going to go down, be my guess. No, he actually takes down all 3 Marines. His zealot stays alive, and that means he's going to be able to take out a few SCVs before Jim even knows what's going on, be my guess. And going to try and take down this command center. That's the expansion. No, he's going to decide to do something different. Going to come over here. This barracks is going to spit out a Marine in a second, or an SCV. I don't know what. I guess that was the SCV building this barracks. But another Marine coming out to challenge that zealot, and he's going to back off that Marine coming out there. But you can see Jim down to 14 harvesters now. There are a couple of Marines being sent down to defend Jim now, as Dibs is going to go send those Marines down there, station them in Jim's base to give him a little bit of protection. Got another, what is this called? Not a command center, a Nexus coming out for Gasty out there, and he's got a couple of warp gates being built with this pylon out here, and that is going to be enough to send out 4 zealots into Eric's base. He's going to start taking out his production line, taking out his probes right here. Eric now under attack, sending his zealots to kind of try and defend this. I don't think he actually lost too many harvesters there, actually responded quite quickly to that threat. I don't know if he knows where they came from. I don't know if he knows that that probe is there. and now with that Zealot army, after having taken them out, is going to come across here and I think maybe try and do, they're going to try and attack Gasty, who is not in the greatest position. We'll see if he can summon enough units quickly enough to defend against this attack. I guess this attack looking to maybe gather up, group up. It looks like they're taking different routes. They're looking to maybe group up in the middle here before they actually come in. I don't know that he sees them. He's got this Zealot down here, and so he probably saw some of the units coming from down below, but this is a large group of units coming in. He's got some, what are these guys called? Sentries, to maybe do a little bit of something, a little bit of defense. He's got this base out here that may be enough to distract them for a little bit. It's got no workers working. It's really just kind of cannon fodder at this point. But with so many units, they're actually going to make really quick work of this base. And I'm not sure that Gasty knows that he has enough to defend against an army of this size at this point in the game. He's going to be sending... That's a stalker from Eric. I think it's just might be GG. I don't know that he has enough resources and units to really be able to defend against this. He does have a couple of photon cannons out here and a couple of sentries that can kind of lock these guys down. They do a little bit of a thing. You got some walls coming in. You got some zealots in lockdown and sentries doing things, but like I said, the numbers are not on his side. They are not in his favor, and I think just the number of units, the units that they have, you can see the kind of difference in terms of Gasty's one zealot, one sentry, and a mothership core. His probes are going down, and I think that will be GG, as I don't think he has the time or energy or money to create enough to really do anything against this. His base is going down right now. He's got a couple of Dark Templars. They may be able to do something before they go down, but there's not all that much that they can do against just a large army. His Nexus going down. You got more units coming in from the other workers now, and it is all over. He's actually going to let them kill the Nexus this time, I think, instead of GGing and surrendering, just to make him feel a little bit better. His Dark Templar is actually coming out now, getting a few kills in, managing to take down a couple of... And I don't think they have any kind of stealth detection. He's losing all of his buildings, and he's losing all of his economy, so I don't think there's any time for him to rebuild at all. But he does have 2 Dark Templars, or 3 Dark Templars. They are stealth. They are going to take down these guys, and we'll see. The fact of the matter is, you got huge armies building up from all the other players. It is indeed not looking good for our hero. He's managed to survive with a Twilight Council and an Assimilator. I don't know what he intends to do. I guess he's going to just keep killing these guys who don't have any kind of protection to see these Dark Templars. You got 1 Stalker and 3 Zealots coming in to try and take down this Twilight Council, but it's just got too many shields, and these Dark Templars are going to take him down. But the thing is, he's got no workers, and he's got 470 crystal, which means that he has to... He's going to say GG, he's going to exit, he's going to surrender there. But a valiant attempt, certainly killed the entire attacking army initially, but was not able to keep his buildings up and lost all of his workers. So wouldn't have been able to really rebuild from that, but put together a good fight. 12-minute game. Not quite. We're in chat. You can chat with
I
us.
didn't see that.
So we're gonna see if we can just set up a 1v2 quickly and maybe see if Gasty can do it against 2 of these guys instead of 3. 3 is a little bit hard, but certainly entertaining to watch him try and stave off what seemed really like inevitable defeat in both of those cases. Just reminding Jim that he shouldn't be a cheating cheater. Oh, different map this time. I didn't, I guess I had realized that when I hit download that Gasty had chosen a different map. So I'll have to get used to what's going on here. I guess it's still 4 corners, but you also got a raised area, so a little bit of height variation there. And here we go. So Gasty's going to start over here, and it looks like this is Eric over here and Dibs down here with one central tower for our vision. Let's take a look at some resources. Income, resources, is that what I want? What is, I don't know what this is. This is, oh, this is the unit capacity. What else we got? Spending, production, this is what they're making. APM. Average APM for Gasty, you can take a look at that. 42 versus 13 and 14. This looks like he's going to build that pylon over there. Going to send this probe out to take a look to see what he can find. I don't know if I should be changing out from resources to some other thing. So Gasty's going to try and take on the 1v2. Anyone who's watching on the stream who doesn't know, this is for a game tournament we run. Actually, we all work at Electronic Arts for an internal game tournament that I run just with friends. It's called UGT. This is a UGT All-Stars match. It has nothing to do with the tournament itself. It's Gasty trying to show off, see if he can do a 1v2 against 2 relatively competent players. It looks like Eric Messiah is going to also send out this, look at this little guy. Look at that little robot. He's also going to send out a probe to take a look at what Gasty is building. Sending that probe all over the place. You can kind of see where he's intending to go with that probe. And Gasty has got that probe down here, trying to sneak up a little bit, see what Gib is doing down here. So there he is. Messiah has found Gasty's base. He's going to take a quick look and just kind of continue to move through. Got another Nexus coming out here for Gasty, expanding. Oh, something that I missed, I guess. That probe got in a little bit of damage on this SCV, as one of these supply depots must have been down. So Gib throws out that first Marine. Will be a little bit of a defense against possible probes. These probes maybe going to meet in the middle here. Let's exchange a little hello. Hello. And Gasty's going to stop there. Messiah is going to keep on moving back to his base. So Gasty, Harvester-wise, actually a little bit down from Messiah's 20 right now. Look at resources. He's got, feels a little bit behind. See what they're building here. Building a couple of gateways, Nexus and Probe, while Messiah just gonna run those early Zealots to see, and Gib running Marines to see if he can get some early damage in. But right now the pylons all right now just over here. Gasty hasn't thrown any pylons further out on the map right now, so we'll see what happens. Right now, some early game armies developing, and we'll see if this early attack comes in and how well Gasty can defend against it if they decide to do the 5-minute rush. Looks like 4 Zealots and 7 Marines, 6 Marines. Looks 6 Marines in this pack coming out right now. 4 Zealots coming up. He's got vision, so he's definitely going to see these 6 Marines coming in. These Marines are probably going to take out that probe. Down goes that probe. He's going to lose that vision. These 4 Zealots going to come in to his base. And Gasty going to try and just micro the Zealot in this small area here. Messiah actually sees what's happening. He's going to move back out. And there's a really nice narrow corridor that Gasty has created here. Although those Marines are going to take down that Zealot, they're going to open up that corridor, and that means these units are going to be able to move in here and start doing a little bit more damage. He does have this, this turret back here, as well as... and those turrets are actually going to handily be able to easily deal with that initial attack. We got 4 more Zealots. It looks like 5 more Zealots. 4 more Zealots coming out here. And right now, Gasty looking to play the long game, providing just enough defense to keep people out. He knows that those early attacks are what has been the bread and butter of taking him down. It looks like those 4 Zealots have stopped. They're not going to continue up there right now after seeing those cannons, have decided against launching another attack, certainly by themselves. A Mothership Corps coming out for Gasty. You can see the spending across the board. Resources right now, Gasty actually using all of his resource at there, keeping his money low. Everyone keeping their money relatively low. Gib with a little bit of Vespian gas that he is holding on to. And it looks like we have a bunch of Marines and a bunch of Zealots, 4 Marines and a bunch of Zealots coming out here to join these 4 Zealots. So it looks like 11 Zealots, 13 Marines coming in. There is 1 Zealot still holding the line over here. I don't know, there was a pylon that came out over here. I don't know if he put down any, if Gasty put down any more cannons. And it looks like they're going to try and skirt around and maybe just get in through this other direction here. Maybe take down a bunch of probes, or they're going to focus on the probes and on the cannons. Gasty going to build a sentry to try and hold them down, but he is going to lose a bunch of probes here in this attack. Holding his probes over here, trying to save them as much as he can. His Nexus doing a bunch of damage as well. Is that what that is? That Nexus? It's got a thing on it. I don't know what that thing is. It kills people. Showing of course my extensive knowledge of this game. It had a laser. It had a laser that shot people. I didn't know the Nexus could do that. But managing to hold off everyone. And you can see in terms of units lost right now, Gasty doing very, very well in terms of conserving. Obviously, Gib running Terrans, and so those Marines are much more replaceable than the Zealots. An Oracle coming out. It can do things. It's flying. Look, it's flying, guys. It's flying over into this base here. I don't know that Messiah has any defenses right now, and so that Oracle is just going to decimate all of his probes. I don't think he has anything that can really build anything. He's got some. Finally gets a Stalker over there. These Zealots are going to come out, and they're not really going to be able to do too much, and Ghasti's going to be able to pull that back. But look at that resource loss that he was able to inflict on Messiah. Able to take him down to 25 units lost. This lost 1850 right now. And the income, he's got 24 harvesters, and his income has really taken down a notch. Not worrying as much about Dibs, but Dibs coming in pretty strong right now. Got a pretty good army coming in. A bunch of Marines, a couple of Marauders. Sending that probe out to see what he can find. He's got, what are these, gateways, pylons, all coming out, looking to try and be able to build units a little more quickly. And I think he's just going to try and keep poking. So Messiah is just going to have to keep these Stalkers here to try and make sure that this Oracle doesn't just destroy all of his units. Gib coming in here with a whole bunch of units trying to do a little bit of damage. We'll see how much he can do here. He's going to actually pull them back. I think he saw that he was seen by this probe. I'm not sure why exactly he pulled it back. We have an Oracle coming in here too into Gib's base, and it looks like that was unexpected, I think. That was Ghasti trying to send something out there, and it looks like they have amassed an army here. Not too many Zealots, but a good bunch of Marines, a couple of Marauders. They're going to try and come in here. It looks like Messiah also has a Void Ray. They're going to try and come in here and maybe see if this can spell the death of Ghasti. So he's going to put down some shields. He has this Mothership Core trying to put down some damage, but that Mothership Core taking a lot of damage from this Void Ray. I don't think he expected that Void Ray to be there. He's got a good bit of Stalkers that can potentially hold off this group of Marines, but that Void Ray, I think, was something that that Ghasti did not expect to see. It is in there, and it is just doing consistent damage, but it looks like that it's finally going to get taken down by the Nexus. He's going to lose one of his buildings over here. I don't even remember what building that was, but he's able to stave off these Marines with a good bunch of Stalkers, a couple of these sentries. Those Stalkers and Zealots are going to be able to take out that army. Now, looking potentially to counterattack or expand on that victory. He does have this third expansion coming out here, and his income definitely above the other two. He is building armies certainly on the defensive front, waiting to build armies as good Protoss always do, just in the nick of time to defend against those attacks that are coming out from his opponents. And take it at the loss there, though, and that attack was able to kind of even things out, and with 2 against 1, that's going to be a huge advantage for Messiah and Gib managing to take down a bunch of his resources in terms of buildings, in terms of units, really getting in there. And he lost, it looks like he lost a bunch of those exterior photon cannons that were serving as initial defense. His income still higher, and we'll see if he can keep this game going long enough to turn that into his advantage. He's got a couple of probes going out, I think, just looking to at least extend his perimeter to make sure that he sees if there are further attacks coming in. Messiah, in the meantime, has built 3 Void Rays and a couple of Stalkers to come in here, looking to go through the middle of the map. I think they might be looking for that third expansion, or just sitting in the middle. Looks like Jim went idle there, Jim the other spectator, sitting in the middle there, not looking, not sure exactly what they're doing, if they're waiting for Gib's army. Like, Gib has certainly produced another huge mass of Marines, and this time he's got a couple of medevacs to back that up as well. And I think this will be a much bigger test for Ghasti at this point, especially because he's built up some resources and he may be able to defend against this, but with a lot of more firepower from Messiah with those Void Rays and the medevacs keeping those Marines longer, those stimmed Marines may be able to do enough. So he's got some Zealots out there that are taking some early Marine fire. He's able to see if he can bottle them up. He does have this Colossus, and he's trying to make sure that he micros these Void Rays back, that they can't do too much. These medevac Marines are continuing to just roll through here, destroy these buildings. That Colossus hoping to burn up a lot of those Marines Marines, and these Void Rays are just going to have a Void Ray fight. The Void Ray is going to go down. These Marines are just going to melt under this Colossus now. And actually, Gasty keeping some of his money in reserve, not using all of it. The medevacs are just going to back off here. Those are Marines burned up by that Colossus. And I think Gasty might try to go on the counterattack here. He's got a good bunch of Stalkers. He's got that Colossus. And he's going to see if he can chase down at least these medevacs to make sure that they are no longer a threat to him. A couple of Marines coming out, but I don't think they're really going to be able to do too much against the Colossus and Stalkers. Those Zealots are going to come in, clean them up. Just a complete loss of units for Gibbs Marines there. He's actually rallying his Marines to that location, and they are just being decimated when they arrive. It looks like Gasty's also created a little bit of a Zealot army there to try and back up. At the same time, Gasty trying to continue to poke with that Oracle in Messiah's base. The income, he's still ahead, but not by as much. We can take a look at the units lost, and he is starting to lose more and more units. He does have the higher income, and he still has the resource advantage here. A fight breaking out in the middle as Messiah and Gib amass some forces to try and push back against Gasty. He was going to back off. He's got some Zealots. He still has his Zealots. He's got a couple of Colossus here now to try and deal with any kind of Marine rush, but he has to be careful with these Stalkers and Void Rays to make sure that there's a fairly balanced army coming out from Gib and from Messiah. A couple more Zealots joining the fight here. And you can still see that in terms of resources, the Crystal, they're both about to reach he's about to reach his cap here, so he's got to be a little bit careful to build pylons in time to make sure that he's supporting that. He does have this third expansion going, and we can see that everyone kind of working on 3 bases now. Messiah still actually looks like just has the 2 there. Oh, he has his 3rd in the middle that has been working for a little bit, and also is kind of the new I guess, forward camp for all of the units that are going up against Gasty, and Gib finally building a 3rd base as a Terran there. Gasty's Oracle still hanging out there, trying to give him vision on if Messiah tries to launch something this way. Gasty has pulled his units back here, and we can take a look at the units as well. He's got a couple of Observers, 21 Zealots, 4 Colossi, 5 Stalkers. He's got a Void Ray, some Sentries in that Oracle. Zealots, Stalkers, and Void Rays. For Messiah, and just a whole bunch of Marines, some Marauders, and a medevac for Gib just trying to keep using, and they're just going to kind of come in here, destroy a bunch of these gateways. That's going to help in terms of the amount of units that Gasty can produce. Gasty trying to make sure that he kind of micros this as well as possible, throws down a couple of shields, and those Marines are just going to all die. These Void Rays trying to come in and do something, but I think they're being locked down by the sentries right now. The Colossi not really taking much damage at all, and the Zealots kind of holding the front line, getting up there into the face of these Stalkers and making sure that they take them down as well. Messiah's Void Rays coming in here, and they are kind of a force to be reckoned with, because right now, not a huge amount of good air defense for Gasty, and he's going to kind of have to send these Stalkers in and out, and I think what he's going to do is he's going to look to just counterattack at this point. He's going to give up some of these gateways to the Void Ray, send some Stalkers eventually in there to just take them out, and I think Eric's going to have to pull his Void Rays at this point out. He may lose one of them. There goes one. But at this point, what also going to happen is Gasty is just going to send this force down, and I don't know how much defense they have to these expansions. He's going to take them down, and these Marines are going to come in, but without a medevac, without much backup, they're just going to go down. I don't think they have enough firepower just as Marines, especially with these shields going down, especially with Gasty's Micro and his Colossi. He's just going to burn up these Marines. Those workers going down. A couple of Void Rays coming out here, and they may be able to turn the tide of the battle if they can destroy, if they can get behind the lines, get some of these Colossi down. Those Colossi are going to go down, and that is actually going to be the large portion of his army. His Stalkers back here dealing with these Void Rays and finally able to take him down. He's taken a good several hits there. He's got a couple of probes it looks like he is sending out to maybe create a 4th expansion, maybe looking to get a little more economy that he lost in there. But that battle in the middle there until Messiah's Void Rays came in looked really bad for Gib. Looked like he was going to lose a ton of Marines with no real advantage, but those Void Rays came in, destroyed the Colossi in the back, and were able to turn the tide of the battle a little bit. You can still see a lot of resources that Gasty is sitting on. His economy down a little bit as he's had to fight those battles, and I think he lost a bunch of workers, or it looks like he lost this mineral field, and he's getting pretty low on that one as well, which has hurt his economy, which means that he is going to have, despite this resource advantage, have to kind of fight back to make sure that he is supplying enough workers to his front line to his Protoss Death Ball. At the same time, dealing with the attacks, making sure that when they exchange, he continues to win those exchanges. You can see that in terms of resources lost, Messiah and Gib keeping up appearances very well, making sure that they are staying up there, and it looks like another attack coming in. They have to keep pressuring him with attacks, and if they do so, I think they have the advantage right now. It looks like they're going to come in here, look for his third expansion, look for his third base here to try and do some stuff. Another Nexus coming in here, but actually Messiah's Phoenix is going to see it. They're going to come in. They're probably going to destroy it. I guess they're going to turn around, go for his third expansion here, because there's really no defense here. He's got a couple of gateways, and he's got a bunch of probes, but nothing going on here outside of that. No defense. This is all going to go down. This is going to be huge for Gib and for Messiah. It looks like he's launching a Stalker counterattack here. Gasty in a move to try and at least distract and see if he can do something here in the middle, but I don't know that he has enough, especially with the fact that he's just going to give up 2 expansions here. It looks like Gib is going to send his army down, and Gasty's just going to have to back off. At this point, really in a tough bind, doing his best to try and keep up. I think he has some resources banked, but he is low on units, he is low on income, and it is not, as he would say, looking good for our hero. He does finally get a couple of these Dark Templars, and we're going to see if these Dark Templars can kind of come in and just do a little bit of damage. Right now, I don't know how much stealth detection they have, and he's going to go after Messiah's workers first in this. And I think the right thing to do at this point for this army would just be to move up here, take out his base. Looks like that's what Gib wants to do. Messiah not moving his units yet. They're going to go up here, and although there are a couple of Stalkers out here to try and defend against that, there are just too many. These Dark Templars are going to try and take out the Marines, but there are just too many units coming in here, and I think it's going to be GG and all over for Gasty. That is the end of that. Couple of mid-game sweeps through Gasty's base that destroyed his expansions, just managed to take him down to a level where he was not able to recover. A good game. Gasty held on for much longer that time, doing quite well, but the late game was just not able to hold on, not able to destroy the economy of Messiah and Gib enough to, look at these lovely graphs, to really stave off defeat. Alright, so that was, UGT All-Stars, Starcraft 2, 1v3, 1v2. Hope you had fun watching. I think we're all gonna go home now. Thanks for watching, and this is probably the last time you'll see Starcraft 2 on the stream. Ha ha ha. Bye.